Welcome to Sky Talks. Let's get a little unhinged and talk about everything. I'm your host, Jessa Sky. Welcome to this podcast where healing and humor collide. Let's go. Whoa! Welcome back to Sky Talks. I'm Jessa Sky, and it is episode 10, which is crazy. We're in double digits, and I have my beautiful, beautiful friend, injector, nurse, therapist, IV therapist, all the above friend, Tara from Absolute Aesthetics here with me.
Hi.
Thank you for coming on my pod.
I am beyond blessed.
I'm like, this was so much easier because, like, I always try to, like, post about Tara and, like, the journey I've had with her, but it doesn't give you, like, the full effect, like, with a vlog or something. So I'm really happy we can have, like, this long form content and make little reels, and yeah, everyone can know about you. We're gonna talk about aesthetics and stuff and injections and how we met, and also just like whatever the hell pops up because she knows everything about me, man, this woman, for the most part. So yeah, okay, so let's just say, who are you, if anyone's watching, like, just a little bio, just a little, like, who you are, what you do, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, so my name's Tara. I've been nursing 19 years this summer. Woo! I know, it's been a little bit long. I still work in hospital. Yeah, that's a journey.
It's a journey.
It's an ongoing one.
Yeah.
So I still love to be within, like, the acute care setting. It's quite the challenge. And then I took on aesthetics about 3 and a bit years ago now.
That's crazy.
And the way it kind of started was a family member was traveling and was going overseas and basically didn't have access to, like, IV therapy and vitamins, and it was really hard to get here, and this is all before COVID times and stuff.
Okay.
And he was really frustrated, and he's like, I don't have time to see a naturopath, and it's 3 times as expensive. He's like, we should just figure something out. And I thought he was crazy. And I was like, no thanks, like, I have children and I have babies and I'm working full time, and I think you're,
like, the thought of that was like a pipe dream.
It was like what? Like, how do I manage that and that? And, but then, you know, I did some research and I did more digging, and I was like, well, like, this is kind of really doable, and this would be a great opportunity for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so we started it, and it grew, and we've gone into different areas, but, and I call it, like, the injection side is like the pretty stuff, and I'm really good at it, and I love doing it.
Yeah.
It has so many purposes in the lands of, like, filler and tox, because there's so many different types of tox.
See, which didn't know that.
And I prefer some, but some, you know, it just depends on the person. And ideally, like, it has all the pretty stuff, is what I say, but it also has so many other uses, like scar management, symmetry, pain management, and all of that is something I've learned once I've come out of all the courses and stuff.
No, I've had a lot of injectors. I think the first time I ever got filler, and I'm going to call these motherfuckers out, I don't care. First place was in 2015 I went. So I was 19 or 20 years old. 20. I would have been 20 in 2015. And I went to External Affairs, which I went there twice, I think. The first time it was like it was perfect. Like, I never had filler. And I feel like, I don't know, I don't know how to explain. Like, you probably could tell when I came to you, like, can you tell when someone, like, has a lot of filler, or what? You can kind of see that at least they're like, they're regular, like, they're normal symmetry over filler. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So
you can also feel it too,
right.
And that's really important.
Yes. So I got a full syringe from them in 2015. I got Botox, and then because I heard you stopped producing collagen, and you're like 25. Is that proper? See, we got to ask all the questions today.
I mean, yes, in a way, but that doesn't
and then
mean
wrinkles or something. Is that why? I think
it's just part of aging, and it's part of your skincare routine and sun damage. Like, there's so many factors that add into it.
That's why I, like, wanted to go at 19 or 20 or however old I was. It was in 2015. Then from there, I met the amazing Queen of Face, which she is amazing. Julie, love her. She was in, like, a little Beaumont shop. And then I started referring, and obviously she is really, like, she has the whole thing, whatever. But it was like 9 months to get in, and I was like, okay. Then I found another lady, which I'm not even gonna talk because I don't want to, like, I don't want to call her out because it's not her fault. I would say I would say like I was very adamant on wanting filler, and I went to her, and I every single time I'd go every 6 months probably, and I would just put a full syringe in every single fucking time, and then you just get like addicted to it. And I really truly like 2023. I will I actually haven't shown you these yet. I'm gonna show you them. I looked back on it and I was like, what the fuck is what was going on there? And it was just a few weeks ago, and I was like, that's crazy. And like, and I mean, it is what it is, but I actually got dead tissue.
Oh.
Yeah, there was a black, like, I went to my friend Leah, who's an RN and does it, and she removed my filler. It took like a good old, Julie did it once, then she did it, and I feel like it took about 2 years since I came and seen you, really, and there was still stuff in. Like, it was bad. Whereas, oh my gosh, you're gonna cry. Oh my gosh, this is not Tara's work, okay? Like, that's with nothing.
Ooh.
Y'all, 9:16 this, editors, because what in the fuck? What in the fuck? Anyways, so yeah, then I met you at Pheromone's event. Yes, I met her. When were we in the summer? No.
It was warm.
It was
spring.
Warm. It was spring. So I feel like it's almost been a year.
Yes.
That we've met and mingled, and I instantly, what I loved about
we made that poster.
Yes, we made a poster for Pheromone and for Call Me Keeks.
Oh yes.
And just super nurturing, mama kind, bestie energy, and like I'm really tapped into like in my
intuition. I got you. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And I just wanted to know like all about you. I wanted to be around you, and I could just, the fact you're supporting Pheromone and like you support all those events, it was just like, I need to see this woman. And I felt like pretty loyal to the person I was going to before, and I just like, but there was something where I was like, I need to come see you. And so like I don't regret that. Sometimes you just click with someone more. And what I liked about going to see you was the fact you were so, like you said, there's so many other benefits to Botox and filler. It's not just an aesthetic, and it's not. So when she was like looking at my face, I was like, she was explaining to me everything. Like, and I was like, oh my God, that is why, because I do this thing where I talk and I go, it's over there. And you really were able to like, and you were gentle and you were kind, and it wasn't like, oh my God. Like I've had a horror story at, where was it? Oh my God, what's it called? They're pretty big. They're here in Calgary.
There's so many.
I need to, because I should have sued them actually when I tell people this story. I can't come up with a name. Maybe it's a sign I'm not supposed to say their name. But I wanted to go get their like snatched package. It was like $3,800.
Yeah.
Or something. Do you know who I'm talking about?
No, but I know like the type of package.
Yeah, and I was heavier at that time. So Greg was still alive, and I was like 200 and close to probably not yet, but close to 230 pounds. So it was very, and I was drinking, so it was ballooned out.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, that's not going to work on you. You're too fat. And she called me fat. This fucking bitch called me fat. And I was like, yeah, and this is like pre-recovery. So like no self-awareness, no idea who I was, like no internal dialogue, like just completely like not aware. So I just kind of like was like, what the hell? And then I had kind of a decently big platform at that time. And I like messaged them and I explained, that was huge for me to message them and be like, hey, this was not right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that was not okay. And they offered me $120 credit or a facial. And I was like, oh my gosh. And and I've told people this and they're like, that is crazy. And I'm just like, yeah, like, and they said she was Russian. So, like, she's just blunt. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, but there's being honest and blunt, but also considerate of the person in front of you.
No, so we're not in that space anymore. It is what it is. It really, I could care less. But I just feel like it's so sad to think if there was someone that was super vulnerable, first time ever going in. You know, it's kind of like going to therapy the first time, or like with SACE, or like if you know, so you're really vulnerable going into a space, and like the person that is supposed to make you feel safe and like lead and guide you says that, like, that could just, like...
It's like a full halt.
Yeah, you're like, okay, like, bye, and then you just probably shut down for years or whatever. So, so yeah, I could never go see anyone else ever again. And I'm just so grateful for you, because my face, you guys, my eyebrows are even... Let's talk about, like, real quick, and then we'll talk about all of the stuff about you, just because I want this to be...
Like, I love no, there's never a stupid question, even within the clinic setting. Like,
right?
I need to know everything, because usually even by talking with people, I know what side of your favorite side to sleep on by just the way your face is. And, like, and I'm like, you sleep on your left? They're like, yes, I do. And I was like, okay. So then, like, there's so many things we can talk about and do. And my motto is less is more.
Yes, which I feel like you're the only injector in the world.
Like, I can happily put 45 units of tox in your face and get a great effect.
Yeah.
But I can also put, like, 27
in the right spot
and get the same effect.
She's not trying to steal your money, y'all.
Because ideally over time when you're using it, you become resistant, and then you need a little more and a little more. But if we start at the minimum and find, like, the sweet spot, but again, people have to be patient with me, right? So
and a lot of people aren't, from experience in the past. I wasn't. Right. So
when we do it in a patient, slow manner, which most people don't have, but if I can guide them through it, not only do you save money, but then I can give you the best look you're looking for, and it's just, and it
will
like
cost you less, and it will also, like, when you actually, like, now that I'm 30, I feel like I'm just a bit more calmed down, but, like, you're saving so much money. You're saving, like, the years of permanent damage potentially that you're putting on your face. Like, it took me from 2023 until, like, over a year and a bit to fucking, like, and I had to get my eyebrows tattoo removed. Like, you know, there's so many things that, like, I was like, thank God I didn't have thousands and thousands of dollars as an 18-year-old, and thank God I didn't get a boob job, a BBL. Like, I lost it. I paid for a deposit and all these things. It's like slow and steady wins the race. So it's like, that's what I like about you, is you're very relational, and you create a relationship with your client first.
Yes,
and
that's literally the most important
thing. Like, anything, really.
You can come see me. We can do a full consult. You can ask all the questions, and then, you know what? Take a month to think about it.
Yes.
And then if you have more questions, you just message me.
Yeah.
And then I can answer them. And then let's say maybe you're from Red Deer, but you were in the city or whatever. Then you maybe find someone locally, or someone that you or a friend of a friend knows. But I was able to touch base with you and answer all your questions. Give them a base.
Yeah, like, you don't hold anything personal. Like, you're very you really have the best interest in anyone in your life, but especially, like, your clients. Like, and I mean, nursing, I'm sure, like... Let's talk about that case. So you've been a nurse for 19 years. Damn. You probably were one of my freaking nurses back in my day. I've been, like, in the hospital.
Possibly.
Because you work at the Miz, right?
Yeah, so post-acute. So, like, you've had surgery and you come back to me on the unit.
Gosh.
But
all kinds of surgeries.
Yes, but I've also not only just stayed there. So I've worked on a few different units. I worked in the OR for a few years.
How's that?
I loved it.
Was it like Grey's Anatomy?
Oh, no.
I'm just kidding, baby.
I know. I mean, I wish sometimes, because that would have been funsies. But, right? I mean, ideally, like, the OR is such a completely different place. The relationship isn't so much you and your patient, but you and other staff, right?
Interesting.
Because your patient is mostly asleep.
Right.
So the level of care is... I mean, the OR I work in was just 10 out of 10, and the staff were, like, the most knowledgeable, epic teachers... patient and hard sometimes, but in that type of environment, the most important thing is your patient's safety, and there's no exception. And that's the way they taught us.
What's, like, the craziest surgery? Give me, like, the craziest surgery or, like, experience in the OR, if you have one on the top of your head. And it's trigger warning, like, whatever, nothing. Just say whatever.
My first ever solo scrub, like, where I scrubbed by myself, was a 5-hour surgery.
What do you mean scrub by yourself?
So there's I'm the scrub nurse, and so I'm completely sterile, and I worked with the doctor to do the surgery for 5 hours, and I did it all by myself, and I was so proud. And the doctor, like, gave me great feedback, and I was just so happy. And then another really great experience is, you know, sometimes our surgeons can be difficult to work with at times, and not always, but you know, I've always been proud that I can work with anyone, no matter
Very
their
true.
background, their personality style, because the goal is always the same.
The patient.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the staff are like, well, maybe we should put you in a different room because you're a new learner. And I was like, no, like I've got it. Don't worry. And it was a great day. And the same, like my preceptor's jaw was dropped, that we managed a great day because normally it didn't work well.
How many surgeries do you think like you've, like in one day, I guess, for one
It depends what service.
Interesting.
So
I know like LASIK MD, I used to be the surgical assistant there, but lost that job due to reasons. Anyways, they could pump out like 20 to 30 people in a day. And I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah. So depending on the service, you could do anywhere from like 4 to or sometimes 2, because it depends on how long it is, right?
Right.
And then if we're in an area that's quicker, like 7 to 8. And where I work, we're not a trauma hospital, so we don't do any of that type of surgery. No trauma, but a lot of cancer patients and things like that.
You know, my mom had a hysterectomy, and she was. It wasn't fat, like it was just in and out pretty much.
Yeah.
Like the recovery was a long time, like outside of the hospital. But I'm just like, it's crazy to think like there's like I actually wanted to. I thought I wanted to be a nurse. Like there's so many things I wanted. I was in school to be a healthcare aide, didn't end up. Like there's so many things that I've done. Like, and I dropped out because of addiction. I just like wasn't ready and stuff. I worked for a GP for 3 years just as a medical assistant when I was really, really young, like right out of like, I think I was like 19. And he was a general physician, but he also did like foot and ankle stuff like that, musculoskeletal. So I got to like learn how to do like the triplicates for him and like all his soap notes, because like he would see so many patients because his heart was so big. Like when a doctor should only really see like maybe max 20 a day, and he was seeing like 40 to 50. And then if he's not completing the note, he's not getting paid like for that whole day. So he was so backed up. I'm like, bro, you need to like, you don't even take care of yourself. And then I was like, when I go in, I go all in. So sometimes we'd be there till 7, 8 p.m. Like I would stay with him and like I would get paid bank hours. But I'm like, oh my gosh, sometimes I feel like there's like, it's hard to have boundaries. Like especially in the healthcare system, I feel like you really like, you're dealing with someone's life. So it's like, even with like me, like being a client of yours, you're really dealing with something that's like super, like it's not just like feelings. Do you know what I mean?
I was literally in like, my therapist appointment this morning, and he was talking to me about the fact that I have so much compassion, but that I forget that compassion actually needs to include me.
Yes. Oh.
And I was like, and he's like writing it on a whiteboard. I was like,
oh, not the whiteboard. He brought out the
and he had
whiteboard.
like, and like the pen, and he's like, when you don't have the compassion, then he drew another circle. He's like, then you have compassion, and then he wrote the word fatigue. And I was like, oh no,
that's real.
And I literally like started to tear, and I was like, this is what's happening. This is me at the very moment. And
you have that like moment of like, that's what it is. You could identify it.
Yeah. And I mean, I love my hospital work. Like it feeds my soul in a way that I can't explain it.
Do you work there mostly? Like, or do you get
on average like 3 days a week?
Okay. That's a deep, like, I feel like a good, that's better than like 5 days and then doing everything, like hustling from there and going to do aesthetics.
And I mean, the clinic is still like, my clinic is, I'm there on my other 2 days off. And then I like to make sure that I have evening time and weekend time.
Yeah.
Because most of my clients are like Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 people. Yeah. And I mean, I don't want to go to an appointment on my weekend off. So if I can sneak in the evening, fabulous.
I love that.
And I just like to be like, I don't know, my take on aesthetics, I'm trying to like flip it. I'm trying to flip it like a pancake, because all of the places I've gone to are very, very beautiful, very fancy, and they're very calming and all of these things. But in my brain, it's not like realistic. And
elaborate on that.
So, for example, like if I've got my 5-year-old with me and she's a little loud at times, and mom, and I'm like, right?
JJ.
He's napping.
Yeah.
But you know, so like they're not welcome in that kind of situation. So like for me, I wanted to create a space that was cozy, a little one-on-one. If, you know, I do have 2 rooms and sometimes I need to run both, or my other injectors are running a room and I can run a room and see my clients. but again, if they have their little one with them, you bring them.
Yes.
Like I have one client that comes in for her monthly IV and brings her 2 littles, and I put a blanket on the floor, and I've got,
the best.
you know, Disney on the TV in the room, and they pick a movie, and they have their little Happy Meals, and they
there's
have
no set rules with you. Like it's like you really personalize it on the relationship.
Picnic while mom gets her IV in my massage chair, and literally, like it feeds my heart that I literally sit like, do you guys need another juice box? Like I
literally
just
the best.
love it,
like,
because
so real.
And then the little ones are like, and I have like a little dentist drawer of like little.
She's got everything in there, y'all.
Like a little, you know, like the little treats that you get at the dentist when you're good and you don't have cavities. And I hated that drawer because I never got to go in it. But, you know, like, and the little ones are like, Mom, we'll come back anytime. And I'm like, that's what I want.
That's what you want, literally.
I want mom to be comfortable. I don't apologize for your children. Don't apologize for the mess that they make. They're babies.
They're freaking kids.
And like come in and get what you need. Like
I can totally relate to that, because like there's a time, a couple times now, where like I like was like, I am not in a good space. Like I don't want, like, and you know, like, let's just say with anyone else, and like I like in my own experience, like if I wanted to cancel something and I didn't have a relationship with how I have a relationship with you and how you do care for people so deeply, it would be like they just want money. But with you, you genuinely like cared, and you just wanted me to do something for myself, because the only thing I do for myself, and like not mostly monthly now, is you. I don't get my nails done. I don't get my toes done. I don't go for massages, even though I should. Like, it's just like, it's very like that compassion fatigue, like the self too. It's kind of just like, for me, I'm like, I want to put that all into like my business, my podcast, my music. Like I'll do everything for like my small circle. I would take 100%. The shirt off my back. But so it's nice with you is because you're like, you need to just come and relax. You're okay. And then I was like super in a BPD episode, and you're just like, you put the IV in with a little like heater pack, and I'm laying there, and I feel comfortable. Yeah. And that it's truly not, obviously you have to get your bread and you have to make your coin, but it's you could do anything really and you would be good at it because of like who you are. And I think it's just like, oh, thank God I met you, because I'm just like, you know, especially there's a bunch of my friends that go to other people, and they're like on FaceTime with me, and they're like, I'm scared to go in there, like, oh my gosh, it's so perfect and pristine there. And I'm like, okay, it should not be like that. And it's such a little like, yay me moment, because I'm like, I don't experience that with you. Like I get to go, and I'm looking forward to going. Like, you do what I mean? It's like my little time to be like, ha. Like,
I had one of my clients walk in this week, and she opened the door, and she's like, is this heaven? And I was like, coffee, tea. Yes. And she's like, I've missed you. And I was like, I've missed you more. And like, real. I know it's not like business savvy to book additional time with my clients so that we can chit chat it out. But like, that's what I do.
We need that. Like,
it's my most favorite.
Literally.
Like I have many of my clients that I like my time, like, and you know, you run late and or you're early, and you can text me and be like, hey, listen, come up. It's just, we're just people. We're just humans, you know, and connecting with it. And it's, I don't know, I tell people all the time, it's not what you know, it's who you know sometimes. For and real. Making connections and taking care of each other in ways, in multiple different ways. And you, like, yes, we run a business and you're creating your content, but it's very important to me that no matter who you see and talk to, you provide the most kindest, self-forgiving, you know, open relationship.
Well, it's always like, I find like what legacy do you want to leave behind? But also like, it's never about like I want someone to feel like good.
Yes.
Like, I want them to remember that I made them feel special, important, loved, seen, heard, validated. Yes. Like that's the most important thing to me ever. And then like, depending on the environment, and like, I don't know. I was just going to ask you that. Like, have you always been this compassionate and this like, cause obviously I feel like for me, like, I'm so open and honest and real and talk about everything online. And to me, it's just like, it's honestly like, I do it cause I don't have a lot of people in my life, so it's like my video diary, but it's because I've felt so fucking low and like never want to, like, you know, I've tried to take my life 8 times. Like, I don't, like, there's been so many things where I never want someone to have to feel how 100%. I felt. So I feel like that's like, like, obviously that's probably like, you can relate to that, because we don't want, I just would never ever want anyone to feel like the pain that I felt in my life. And everyone is going through something too.
That's
and like
just
it's
it.
just
It's like we're all like ducks, and we don't know,
ducks.
like we're ducks on a pond, just
like
gently floating. But some of our legs are just cruising, like oh, and we don't know what's going on under there. And so you might see this like really pretty duck, and they're very lovely, but like literally underneath is just pure turmoil.
So real.
And even within my hospital patient population,
I can only imagine.
You don't know what's going on or what brought them in, or they've been in pain for 14 days and haven't eaten, or maybe their mom has fallen and broke something, and they
Especially
are also working 2 jobs and trying to take care of their mom, and they're at their wits' end, and they don't know why we have visiting hours that end at this hour. Like, you don't understand what's happening in the background, so you can't judge someone for their reaction. Yes, we get experiences even within the clinic where it's like, okay, let's pause a minute. This is getting a bit much. And it's not like, I don't deserve that. And I think being able to say, like, you gotta stop.
Yes, but that's important too, especially
100%.
with someone as big a heart as you. Like, you can always see the other person's side. That's me. Like, ever since like learning self-awareness, I'm like, but I can see their side, and then I would justify it, and then like be getting treated like shit. And like, there's a very fine line of like, no.
And I mean, the other thing too is I learned this like years and years and years ago. I did this meditation course with an amazing friend, and she taught me about my personal bubble. And because I struggled with bringing a lot home, and it would cause a lot of anxiety, and then I'd have like pre-work anxiety, and then it would just be a lot.
Were you aware that's what at the time?
No.
Or no? Okay.
Until I was explaining it, she's like, okay, we need to actually, because being a very empathetic person, like it just, the energy pours in and out and in and out. And then you realize that more of your energy is pouring out, or it's being taken without your permission.
Yeah, and or all the stuff you're feeling, that anxiety is not actually yours. You picked it up, and now you're like, what's mine, what's not mine?
Well, and like, or sadness that someone's feeling that all of a sudden becomes, you're so sad, but you don't know why, because you're not sad about anything.
Yeah.
So she taught me, like, before I get out of the car, I picture myself in this great, beautiful, like, Glinda bubble. And I would say, this is my space. No one's welcome here unless I allow it. Yeah. And for years, I would practice that in the car right before I walk in the hospital. And then I'd walk in pretending I was in a bubble. And then when I came out of work, I would say, okay, work is over. I need to leave what I've done here. And I'm going home. And I'm in my safe space.
Yes, your space.
And I practiced it a lot, and then eventually I just got really good at it, and I knew walking in that this is my space, and no one's welcome here unless I allow it.
It's like habitual. It becomes like automatic.
And I try and teach that to a lot of new nurses, even people I meet, because they struggle with that a lot, and burnout is so high.
Yeah.
And they're not prepped for, like, our patient dynamic has changed greatly.
That's actually, oh my God, I love that. I knew you were going to do that. Those were 2 of my questions that you just...
Like, it has gone from sicker patients and more aggressive and violent.
Yep. Yeah.
That I've never seen in my career before. Like,
it's scary.
It's really scary.
And it's like the resources too. Like, I mean, even pre-COVID, like 2017 was the first time I ever was like, my parents didn't know what to do. They're like, we don't know what to do. So they like dropped me off at detox when I was sober. Like, I was sober the next day, hungover, and it was in between Grant McEwen still at the time, and then Norquest, at the 2 places I flunked out of. That was humbling. You know what I mean? And I had no idea that like I was the problem and alcohol was my solution. Like, I didn't understand that me sober and my choices is what leads me to that drink. And so I remember being like dropped off there and going in to see like the triage nurse or whatever, and I just like, because they're like confused, why are you here, you're not heavily detoxing? And I just said, listen, like, I really want to be here, like, I really don't know what's wrong with me. So they like took me in on a limb, and then I went there over this course of like 2017 to 2020 like 8 times, with like probably like 50 hospitalizations, 4 psychs. Like, it was crazy. And like the care that I got pre-COVID, like, it was kind of like, I like used the resources. Like, I was very self-centered and selfish. Like, I knew if I was puking or like I was like detoxing, I would call the ambulance because I knew the system at this point. I knew I was going to be treated like good. I knew I was going to get in and see that doctor. I knew that they were going to pump me with fluid and then I wouldn't be sick anymore. Like, and then and then when I would end up, like, I've been to so many hospitals. I remember one time I was like, I just want to shower. Like, I had just been assaulted in Calgary and like ended up at the South Help campus.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go to rehab and I ended up not getting admitted that day and my parents had already left. So then I went on this bender and like things happened. Ended up at the hospital and I remember just like feeling so dirty and disgusting and I like looked at the like it was a woman doctor and I was like, can I please shower? She's like, this isn't a hotel, like, you know. And at the time but at the same time I could empathize with her because I was entitled, I was prideful and egotistical and like I just, you know. So like I that was a core memory for me, being like, wow, like look at me demanding something like this and like here I am, like they'll probably look at my chart and there's like 50, you know, and it's just like they get fed up too, like they're people too, like, you know, like figure your shit out. And like finally, like in 2019 I ended up in the hospital again. And the point of this is like the care after COVID. And I haven't, luckily, by the grace of God, I haven't been hospitalized in like a year and a half. And that was for mental health reasons. But a psychiatrist that came to check on me, like usually they would just look and be like, oh, she's alcoholic, drug addict, just leave. And he was like, there's something else wrong. He took a second to look at my chart. And Dr. Lee, I wrote him a letter and I thanked him because I got admitted to the mental health emergency unit, which they have at that hospital. And like that was the first time and I was like, what the hell? And he's like asked me a little questionnaire and he was like, you have borderline personality disorder for sure. And like I saw him a couple of times and I was like, that's the missing link. Like the shame like left my body and like my soul, being like, hey, it's not just alcohol, like there's something really wrong like here. But it was like a roadmap. My family learned about BPD. They still don't really understand, they're old. But my partner at the time, Greg, he researched everything and it was like, oh my God, okay, like that's why I'm so impulsive, that's why I have no self-identity, that's why like you know, like I have abandonment issues, that's why I get so angry, that's why like I end up at a liquor store impulsively and feel possessed. That's how I'd always explain it. Like I didn't want to drink the last 3 years of my drinking. It was not fun. Like it was horrible and I didn't even want to live. And I was like, well, if it's up to me, I'm gonna die, because I've tried to get sober for 8 years on and off. Like it became not fun around 2021. Like it wasn't, you know. And it's like, but also it takes a lot of accountability for the wreckage of your past and humility to be like, holy fuck, I am the problem. I have no one else to blame. This is a selfish disease. What am I going to do about it? And then like after COVID, or even it would have been probably 2019, 2020. So it just started. It was like fighting tooth and nail to be taken like they would just, you're fine, leave. And I'm like, I'm going to kill myself if you have me out of here. And then they were like, no. And so I took hand sanitizer off the wall. I brought this up a lot. And I had to drink it in front of them for them to take me seriously enough to admit me to the psych ward. And obviously, you can chime in on this. There's a bunch of factors. It's not that you guys are burnt out. There's no more beds. There's so many, like, it's like, so many more people are coming to the hospital for sometimes a prescription refill. Don't go to the Emerge for a prescription refill. You guys are burnt out. And so it's like, to get that care that every single human deserves, obviously, it's kind of like a pipe dream at this point because of the system. And I don't know a bunch of the like logistics of it, but I know like with you guys too, like the fact that paramedics have to wait like in hallways with their patient, you know, and like I don't know if you want to just like educate us a little bit on your experience and your point of view from pre-COVID to now, because like who better to ask than you, someone that has to be you're a frontline worker having to deal with that. And people forget you're a human too. Yeah. Like it's not, you don't care.
And we're at work.
Yeah. You're working.
Like some people forget that. Like we're at, like that's not our home. Like we're at work. And so our safety, like, so, I mean, a little more background to me is I am heavily involved within UNA and our union. Okay. So United Nurses of Alberta, because I'm an RN.
See, I never knew that existed. See, so this is helpful.
And I've learned so much within that process, and like the amount of education and learning and, you know, like even any type of public health or public service, like our teachers and you know,
like college physicians and surgeons,
all of those things that are public service. Like I was at those rallies and we go to those rallies and we, you know, donate to these, like,
is it because there's being funding cut? Like, is that a huge part of it? Like, what do you think?
Ideally, this is purely my opinion.
No, please.
And we have a province, and I mean, we can get political, I guess. I mean, I'm not a fan of our current provincial government, which I don't think many nurses are, but we have a province where population has exploded.
It's crazy.
And we have no additional beds or hospitals.
It's insane.
And the staff has been cut over years. Like, all of a sudden,
teachers,
someone retires and they feel as if that position's no longer needed. And or it's shifted into something else. And so over time, when you do that over and over and over and over, it's like we're like a frog in a pot that's slowly being boiled. And it's like, oh, it's getting hot in here. And then I'm like, okay, like, it's really, like, my toes are on fire now. And so ideally,
you're expected to still give this exact same amount of care. It's like, that's just impossible.
And so the same with our physician group, we don't have enough of them. To see the amount of people that are coming in. We don't have enough family doctors to take care of people outside of that experience. Our mental health funding has been...
It's crazy.
I think now we're in generations of, you'll be fine, don't talk about it. Like, our previous generations, I think of, like, my parents and my grandparents of, we don't talk about that. That's something you can... quietly
it's either
take
like
home.
one end of the spectrum, I find, like that generation, and then now I think it's becoming a little bit
and
there's
now
too
we're like,
much access, and like there's so many there's so much knowledge to people, like self-identifying as like or self-diagnosing, and it's like, hey, no, like, you're not all these things, like, stop on the internet, like, the internet's not good for that reason.
And mental health is just more so becoming a forefront conversation, because it's affecting many, many, many people, but there's no actual access to care. And
so real.
We're in a publicly funded healthcare system that could be very well funded and appropriately cared for if it was, and as a nurse in a frontline, and I'm not an emerge nurse, so I'm not frontline, I would say. I am in an acute care area.
Still, though,
But again, we're dealing with addictions, mental health, and there are practically no supports for that. There's no social work 24/7 in our departments. There's no transition coordinators. We don't have, like, Indigenous support coordinators. We do have a small portion of that, and it's growing. Thank goodness.
But then they're overworked, so they go, like, when my friend was just in the hospital, we had 3 different social workers in a span of 2 days, because it's just casual. They don't know which third person. So, like, me as a social worker, I was like, please, all I need you to do is please put this on the chart. Like, I did their job for them because they're overworked. And I was like, I just need you to get her emergency funding. Like, I'll do everything else. But can you please write on the soap notes, because I know it's not going to be you tomorrow. And it's like, but a lot of people that don't have that experience, they don't know. How do you expect anyone to...
And when you don't know, you don't know.
When you don't know, you don't know. Is that not the truth?
Literally.
Like, you don't know what you don't know. And it's just really unfortunate, because it's like, we need 7 of you, really. We need 7 of you, and every other nurse, we need 7 of them, probably more. And it's like, then you guys are all, like...
And we have, like, the bed space exists.
Interesting. Okay.
Like, the actual physical places exist. They're just empty.
It's
heartbreaking.
Oh, I did not.
But there's not enough staff.
I just got goosebumps.
Like the units haven't been fully opened, or these 2 beds have been moved to this unit, but these beds now sit empty.
Wow.
And so, like, like, there's some units that I'm aware of. We used to be a 30-bed unit. Now we're a 21-bed unit. But that doesn't change the physical amount of...
No. Wow.
So, it's all about funding. And as I've gone longer in this career, learning the politics has been unpleasant.
That's how it was for me in social work. Like, the more I cared about a child, or the more I was told I had poor boundaries. Or, you can't say that you love them.
Oh, I've been told to stay in my lane many times.
And it's just like... What? And sorry, I'm good at my job and you aren't. It's just like crazy. Like, it's not hard to love a child, and it's like the systems are so broken. And it's like, that's why, like, I just, like, what kid can I have? Like, one kid. If I just help one kid, like, like one child, like, that's good. Because, like, when you look at it as a whole, God, you get disheartened and like depressed, and that's why I'm like, what can I change today? How can I show up and be my best self today? And that's been really helpful, like the perspective, because I can't change the fucking world, like no, you can't either. No, and like, you know,
you really
it's like,
really can't. And
sometimes
that's a hard thing to,
especially when you're
like
you're so empathetic, so caring.
It's very hard to actually, it's easy to say, very hard to put in practice,
especially when it's like you're dealing with an actual human right in front of you.
Yeah.
Like how
someone's,
you know,
this is someone's baby. This is someone's daughter, mom, auntie, best friend, partner, husband, wife, whatever. But someone loves this person as much as I love my people.
That's the thing.
And that's how I think about it, that whatever is happening, Kate, like I always have to remind a lot of our, like, listen, I'm at work. And you got to be respectful.
Interesting.
Because I'm also a human being just like you are. And we're doing the best we can. Wow. And I think people I like to give them as much grace as possible because they are in like a flight or flight situation. Yeah. They have adrenaline running because they're upset and angry. And not everybody has had the time or the ability to learn how to deal with that.
Or the access to get therapy and get that awareness. Or,
100%.
You know, like thank God I did go to like a 12-step group for many, many years, and I don't go much anymore. I go every once in a while just to like have a connection with people. Yeah. But that's free. You don't have to pay money and stuff like that. However, it's not a one all fits all. Like, you know, more of my issues now are like trauma and like things from my past, and you know, like, and it's even hard, like you were saying, access to stuff and funding, and it's like I don't know how I landed one of the head of psych at U of A, but he's my psychiatrist. And it's like, I can't get my meds prescribed. Now that I can through my doctor. But usually a lot of people with these mental illnesses or undiagnosed, a normal doctor can't give you those medications. You need to be diagnosed. And then you're like on a
wait list.
Such a big wait list to just see one-off thing. And it's like, I don't even like blame, like, how are these people supposed to get, like, and usually it's pretty critical. Like, you need to get in there ASAP, you know what I'm saying? And then like, so that's why it was easier sometimes to go to detox than like at least have a social worker there. You're stuck there for 5 days. You can get, you know, but like not everyone knows about those places. Not everyone. And then a lot of the time they don't get the help and they end up either ODing, dying, da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, like you mentioned, you have to remind people I'm at work. Like, can you give me like, think of the top of your head? Just because I feel like for me, I can learn and educate myself through a story or like a experience of what that is. And I feel like it's really important that people hear this, because it's just going to get more, like, you're out of the hospital. If anything, it's going to get busier. So can you just think of, you don't have to mention names or dates or anything, but like, can you think of a time where you had to remind someone, like, and just kind of roughly explain the situation of like what they were doing or like how it made you feel, and how you kind of like told them, hey, like, you know, you can't, let's say they're yelling or I don't know, whatever the case. And like, because I've been in the hospital like recently with some family friends, and seeing the contrast, the world of a difference to have a good nurse. And most of them are not even their fault. Like, you know, a lot of them have language barriers. Yeah. They're, you know, and they were training under another nurse, and like, they just, there's so many different aspects, and like, but seeing the nurse that had that personality and that care and like showed up and was like, oh, like, you know, like trying to like make you feel safe and comfortable when your family's not able to come. Yeah. And then see ones that like really no fault of their own, like they're doing the best they can. I have the grace and the understanding to see that, but a lot of people don't. And then there's all bitching back and forth and screw you, and then it can get violent. And then to remind someone, I'm at work. So if you can think of something.
I've had many. I mean, also understanding that, you know, we've got Alzheimer's and dementia, aggression. And so those types of situations you de-escalate differently. Mm-hmm. I did have a patient pull a knife out of their bag. Granted, they weren't actually physically able to get out of bed. Yeah. But he, you know, like, it's just, the hard part for me is like, okay, listen. And he ended up calling EPS because he was angry. And so they had called our unit, and I said, you know, like, I mean, we're doing the best we can, but like and I was charged. But the problem was that I had 2 pregnant nurses that are working, and now I have a patient that's getting really aggressive with a weapon. And so we removed the rest of the patients out of the room, and to help de-escalate, EPS ended up coming, and we're like, well, what do we do now? And they said, well, you know, he requires care. So
it's not funny. Which,
but
yes,
it's the reality.
But obviously, like, hello, like, it's almost like offensive a little bit, because it's like, hello, you know that. My job is to deliver care to a patient. Hello, thank you.
But like now I'm in danger.
Now,
and this was years ago when the mentality is shifting
a lot.
Currently, like we're in this shift of,
we really are in the in-between.
Employee safety and staff safety and mental health is actually becoming a focus, which I am so a part of and willing to train and learn. And so like we've had many situations like that, or family members screaming and yelling. But again, I always remember that it's coming from a place of stress. However, it is not totally okay to say, listen, I need you to take a breath. You actually can't talk to me like that.
Yeah.
And then when you're ready to have this conversation, you tell me, and I will be here for this conversation. But right now you need to calm down, or like we're going to have to call security.
And I feel like a lot of nurses, like I'm just thinking back to my, like, I've had a couple where I was chained because I was so freaking dehydrated, and I kept drinking water, and my mom was, this was early on, so my mom would come to the hospital, and like I was screaming for bloody murder, like that dehydration where you just, it
can make you very confused.
And oh my gosh, I was just blood curdling screams. And so it's just like, that poor nurse, do you know what I mean? Like every time I see a police officer, or like, I thank them, because, you know, like you never want to like treat someone bad, but like within the situation of like you have to offer care. But I've never actually, that might be good for a nurse watching, or someone that in the frontline worker, to know, hey, you actually can go, you're allowed, you're still a human, and you have boundaries, and you are allowed to put a boundary in place and remind them.
And always like, coming from a place of professionalism and respect. And I always, I've done a lot of like communication and leadership workshops where
I wouldn't be able to tell. Just kidding.
Like just like when you're aggressive and you just literally pause.
Yeah.
And even when you respond, you do it like 10 times slower than you think.
Yeah.
And calmly, and it can literally bring it right down. And they're like, and even when they're like yelling at you, and you're like, okay.
Well, that's like de-escalation, like with like social work, with TCI training. It's like you have to stop if a kid, what is the
in
child
nursing,
feeling?
we don't get that training.
That's crazy.
That is not something like nonviolent crisis intervention is something that is in the future. It's not even hit us yet.
That's insane to me.
So, but granted, maybe there's something now within the nursing education that exists, but we don't get any unless you're within like a mental health
probably psych
unit.
Maybe?
Yeah, I'm 100% sure they do.
Like pause. You're supposed to check in, like, how am I feeling right now?
So we don't get any of that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then you're supposed to like look at the environment. Okay, is there something stressful in this environment? What is the child feel, need, want?
Right.
And then and if you're personalizing, usually it is, you personalize. But like that's, I think, one of your superpowers. You don't personalize. You are very much able, and that's my superpower now. Before,
it takes time to learn that.
Oh my God, yeah.
It takes time to separate.
So
and that's part of my bubble chit chat.
Yeah.
Because you're able to leave it.
Like,
and you don't take it home.
If everyone knew that, I swear, if this
it's really, we would carry a lot less weight.
So real.
Yeah.
Like, it's not personal that this kid is screaming and yelling. It's they are a child, like, or this person's screaming. Obviously, or it's not about
in 10 out of 10 pain, or
exactly.
They're in a confused state, or the analgesic we've given has caused some confusion, and they're getting really like,
or like you said before, you don't know what someone's going through. What if like what if you remind them of someone? What if they're now in PTSD triggered by something? Like, you just don't know. You just don't know. But it's really, it's the first time I've ever heard a nurse say, like, you can set a boundary, you can check in, because usually what happens is like they don't know they can do that, so they end up snapping. And then now it's kind of on you a little bit too. Right?
And so then that patient or family puts in a complaint, and then you get to go, and then it's this whole negative spiral, because we've never been able to be taught that you can take a breath.
That's crazy, because you work 12s?
Yes, I can work 12s. Currently, I'm in an 8-hour position.
Oh, thank God.
And so, it's been great.
You've worked
I didn't realize how great you can feel not working night shift.
Night shift's wild.
12-hour night shifts, because I used to be 12-hour day nights. I'm in a temporary position, so I will probably go back over the summer to my 12-hour. But, 12-hour nights is not good for you.
No. God,
no. It's not normal.
Like,
But we're in a 24/7 industry, right?
I Yeah.
So it's part of our profession. And it just is. So you learn how to, it just is.
So how, like, in your early career, I guess, like, because you have children and you're married, and we've talked a lot about that. She's really been helpful for me, just kind of, like, in my relationships, even though I'm not in one. And, like, to validate it's okay that I'm not in one, and I don't want to. I'm good on my own, and it will come when it comes, and that's kind of what, like, happened to you, right? Yeah. And so, like, with kids and, like, how... Because you're also, like, oh, my gosh, I'm not a mom, but... you have so much responsibility, and then you also have to go, like, so you're with the kids, you're at home, then you got to go to work, and you got to be the nurturer there, you got to be the caretaker there, and so that's why I'm really happy you have, like, your absolute aesthetic business, because I feel like, yes, you're caring for patients, but it's something that's, like, you're the CEO, you show up.
It's my happy place.
Yes, and you deserve
to be able to care for people that want to be there. Huge. And are looking to just feel better and, you know, talk about that. Like, I literally said to my husband the other day, I said, I think I understand my purpose. Oh. And he's like, what are you talking about? And I said, I think I have always been meant to be mother to many and carer of all.
For real.
But what I'm struggling with and learning about is how to also incorporate myself within that.
It's hard.
And because it fills my cup, I can also be added into that caring and mother energy to myself, but also be able to do that all the time for many.
Yes.
And
it's not supposed to drain you. If it's your purpose, you're doing it in a proper way. Right. You're filling yourself it's filling you, but you're filling yourself in the midst of it.
And so I'm coming into, like, this, I don't know if it's age, experience, time, healthcare, all these things where I'm like, okay, I think I understand why I'm here.
You're in your nurture me era.
Yes.
Nurture you, nurture everyone. Because that happened to me too when I wasn't taking care of myself. I was, like, doing what I love, all the music stuff and this and this, and, you know, doing all the merch, meeting the people after the shows, but I wasn't. I was so fucking miserable again, and I wasn't even drinking, using, but I came to a place where I did not want to be here anymore. Yeah. Sober and doing what I love, and I was like, oh my God, because I have not been doing anything for myself, and, like, I love that stuff, but I wasn't doing anything after what I loved doing. It was just me, miserable, alone, you know, and it was like, that's crazy. So shout out to therapy. Shout out to we love you
so much.
Oh my gosh.
Dr. Shea.
Fucking Dr. Shea.
Dr. Shea.
Dr. Shea, we love you.
I just couldn't do compassion fatigue without you.
The freaking we need a
whiteboard moment. And you're sitting there,
it gets serious when they're whipping on a whiteboard. I know,
and the expo marker, and you're like,
okay.
Do I have to take a picture of this at the end?
Yes, I actually have a little file.
I know, so do I.
I'm going to add that to my therapy file.
Yeah. But I think it's important to know that we don't have to, like, keep it all inside. And also, I think part of my role within, aesthetics and injections and all of those things, you get to sit with me. I am a healthcare provider. You get to tell me what's going on. And you can also say, you know what, whenever you do my talks to my forehead, my migraines go away. And I was like, oh, okay, well then, you know what, we need to shift this a little bit to maybe you need to go back to your doctor and you need to get a neurologist consult. And maybe, like, we can have these conversations of maybe talks for migraine management, because then you're like, well, then I get this awful pain back here sometimes through the day, and I have to take T3s for it or whatever, you know, and maybe talks can work in a way that can be prescribed by a neurologist, and you can see a neurologist for it. So it's not that I don't want to do your talks, but that's
what I love about you is that you don't have to tell people that.
I don't.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, most, like, I didn't know any, like, I'm learning so much from you in the education and my well-being, my holistic, my mental, physical, spiritual. Yeah. It's like, you, like, even when my friend was there with me, you were telling her about, like, diabetes, and, like, you don't have to do that. But the fact that you do that, and you do that because you want to do that, that's what distinguishes you, like, here and everyone else here. And it doesn't mean they're cool. Like, go get your Botox, go get your filler. But the fact that you are preventing, like, health issues to people, you're finding a solution to someone. Like, I've had headaches for 10 years, and, like, they don't know what they don't know, and you're like,
that's just it,
by the way, and then boom, like, you know what I mean? It's just like, that's like, I just love you for that. And it's like, that's what Because a lot of people I don't know anyone that does that.
Well, we also do IV therapy.
Shout out. It's the best. Explain that in a nutshell. What is IV therapy?
I mean, the most common one is hangover cure, but all of our IVs are created personally for you. Yes, we have a standard recipe. We do not premix anything. It's all created while you're there. And you're like, okay, listen, like I have this like weird feeling all the time where it feels like there's water running down my leg. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, okay, well, actually, that is a side effect of B12 deficiency, like,
she's so smart.
And like just different things that are like, oh, and like you'll just, I'm like, okay, people come in, I'm like, okay, this might be strange to you, but we're gonna just talk about you for like a good 5 minutes, and I want to know what's going on. How are you sleeping? What's going on? What do you do for work? Like, what do you take vitamins? Do you not take vitamins? Do you wash your face? Do you not wash your face? Like, just basic.
Even that act can like help someone so much see that they're important and valued, because how many people go on the daily where no one asks them how they're doing.
No.
And then they come to you and you're doing, but like, you know what I mean? There's so many little moments that can change someone's life. I've
created things that make life easier, like vitamin D injections that you only need once every 3 months. Yes, you can take your vitamin D orally. That's great too. I don't care what you choose, but my goal is for you to feel better.
And I never knew anything about vitamins. And she has these cute little like,
they're my getting started.
Yeah.
You know, you can always check with your family doctor.
She told me, writes the list. I got to go to Costco. It's super easy. Like you make it not a pipe dream to someone that maybe doesn't even consider taking vitamins, and you make it so simple and understood that I could go and I was like, I know I need this. I know why I need this, and if I'm not and I know what I'm going to feel, what I'm supposed to feel when I take this. Like, it's just like
And then I always talk about my little grandma pill holder because I love it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And I'm like, do you need these? And I'm like, I used to sell them. I mean, the ones on Amazon are all like rainbow, and I love them, and they're my favorite. So just get the one you love or the color that you like. And I know for me, I do my vitamins for 2 weeks, and I have a couple prescription meds like, you know, Panalock for heartburn and stuff. So I do my morning and night, and I bought like 4 of them because I fill them for 2 weeks. So I literally only have to refill them twice a month because I hate doing it.
I have mine.
I hate it.
And it does make it a little bit easier to take them. I don't know why I have a concept of I hate taking vitamins, but I take meds every day and every single night anyways. So I just
add them in.
Yeah, just have them there and just take your freaking goddamn medication. And vitamins. Yes.
And so ideally I always say to people too, I'm like, you're going to feel really great in about 2 months, and you're not going to know why, but I'm going to tell you it's because of me.
Yeah, it is. It's because of Tara, y'all.
And they're like, okay. And I was like, it's okay. Everyone says that, but it's usually me.
No, it is for sure, because I always because I was only eating once a day, and I would just coffee, Vyvanse, antipsychotics, 1 meal a day. Then I got used to and okay with like feeling in pain all the time, like having headaches. I was like, oh, like I just got used to not feeling good.
Yeah.
And it's like now I'm like, I don't remember the last time I've had to take a Tylenol. Like literally, like I have more energy. Like those B12s are fucking phenomenal. And it's like an experience with you. When you go in and see Tara, you're not just like, because people are scared of needles, whatever. Like, it's a whole experience. Like, it's like a self-care, but like physically, mentally. Like, you go in, it's like going for a massage. You get the IV, gentle. She puts a little heat pad on you. She
makes me like,
it's just like the best feeling ever. And it's not a medical, like, hey, I'm going to get blood work. Oh my God, ow, poke me. Like, it's not like that at all. Like, just the whole experience is like a nurturing self-care, like, I deserve this. And then if you think, oh, like, she's like, you deserve this. I'm like, you deserve this. Like, we deserve this.
Yes.
And it's just, I really feel like you could do anything, but it's the person behind what they're doing that makes it.
The other thing that I love too is like, I've also, like, my other injectors that I have there also have umpteen amounts of nursing experience within an acute care, and so they're able to handle multiple types of situations, and we support like multiple different concerns and different cultures and different belief systems and like whatever it does. I always joke that you can identify as a mermaid, and that's okay, and happy to have you. Fun fact,
if I wasn't a singer, I wanted to be a mermaid. That's like my thing.
I wanted to be a unicorn.
Oh, unicorn. So you are in your pretty much you're the injector aesthetic nurse carrying unicorn.
I love it.
You need to get merch saying that. Tara the nurse.
I always wanted to be a unicorn. And then the other thing too is like iron infusions. I love talking about ferritin levels because
literally it's sometimes months to get an iron infusion. My mom was waiting and I was like, I feel so dumb right now because I knew, but I didn't. You do iron infusions.
I mean, everything we do can be covered by benefits in a portion. I always make sure people have. That's one thing that's really important to me. When I started this, I couldn't figure out pricing, like the average pricing anywhere. I had to make an appointment. And I'm like, I don't have time for that.
No.
So it's really important that all the pricing is on the website. You know exactly what we charge. And you can ask me.
Thank God for that.
Just be like, yep, this is how much it costs. Because there are two things. We need to be respectful of people's budget.
She's really good at that, you guys.
Because my budget's important, so why wouldn't it be important to someone else? And I'm not out here to charge the most or get the biggest bang for my buck. You know, like it's important that people know that we are open, we are honest. You want to know how much I mix into a vial of Tox? Just ask me. I will tell you. And I can explain what a cosmetic unit is, and I can, whatever you want to know, we will tell you.
You're not hiding anything.
No.
That's very evident the second you meet you before you even know what you're doing. Like,
again, my nursing background of many, many years within hospital is transparency. And every patient can refuse. Every patient has the right to ask. And that continues within my nursing practice no matter where I am.
No matter what.
And that's super important to me. And
what made you want to be a nurse?
Well, it's kind of a funny joke, actually.
Oh, we love funny jokes. Maybe not jokes. Funny story.
So I had three choices. I thought, okay, I'll be either a teacher, a police officer, or a nurse.
I could see you as a police officer for some reason.
So my grandma was a nurse and a dietitian. She taught home ec for 35 years.
Wow, okay.
She was
so it runs in the
fabulous. Yeah. And it's where I learned how to cook. And so she literally said to me, I think I was in grade 11, she's like, don't become a teacher. She's like, class sizes are too big and all the kids are like shits. And they're all awful. Don't be a teacher. And I was like, oh. Okay. And then I thought, okay, well, maybe I'll look into policing. And then I realized I had to get into really epic shape. And I was like,
right? True.
I don't know if I have the gumption for that right at this moment.
The freaking fit test they make you do as a correctional police officer. I got offered a job for that. And I was like, I don't want to jump and run over.
I wore glasses. So I had to get LASIK and all these other things at the time. And it just wasn't something, I still think about it often. And then I was like, okay, well, I think nursing is the right option. And I applied to both Grant MacEwan and Norquest at the time. It was a long time ago, before Grant MacEwan had university status. And so I did my first semester of the LPN program at Norquest. Yeah. And then naturally Grant MacEwan called because they had a January intake. So I didn't know what to do because I had just finished the first semester of the LPN program. And I'm like, Dad, I don't know what to do. He's like, oh, you're dropping out. So I'm actually a Norquest dropout.
Woohoo, me too.
And then of course, none of the courses shifted. So I felt bad because I felt like I wasted his money.
That's how I felt
anyway,
too.
But he's like, nope, you're going into the RN program. I said, okay. And off I went. And that was it. Met amazing people.
It's hard
so much.
Nurses are very you gotta be smart. There is science shit too. I could never pass bio 30 to save my life.
See, bio and math, all of those things were my favorite.
See, and that's
to write an English essay.
A lot of people that I know
not my thing.
I know. Oh my god. See, I was more of a writer or whatever. I just hated school. I was also undiagnosed ADHD, mind you,
which is very difficult.
Had I been on my medication back then, girl, I could have been a doctor right now. But that was never supposed to be my purpose. Anyways, there's so many people that go into nursing from my experience that are now nurses, and it's kind of a common trend. I feel like it's been a trending thing sometimes where they were the ones that bullied me and treated me like shit, and they're going into nursing, and I'm like, how's that gonna pan out? You know what I mean? And it's I feel like some people shouldn't be in a frontline worker. Some people shouldn't, and it doesn't mean that they can't evolve into a healthy, happy. They can learn. I'm a piece of shit trying not to be a piece of shit. That's how I explain humility. I'm just floating on a rock.
That's just it. You have to be humble.
Yes, you have to have humility, and so many people don't, and they aren't aware that they don't, and it's you don't know what you don't know, but you're being.
But being humble again, that comes down to ego.
So and real.
that comes in like the dynamic of people in politics and professions. When you are not aware of your ego and your lack of humility,
it's so bad.
Your effect on people is awful.
Yeah.
And you don't even know it's happening.
You don't even know. That was me for years. I was a victim of my own life, and I was unaware. I truly was. I'm a good person.
Really hard to
get that, like...
all of a sudden, you're like, oh, my God.
I call it my aha moment. I remember it was very clear as day, like 2020. No.
And then all of a sudden, you learn how, like, and it's almost like this... It's like a bitter taste in your mouth.
Yes.
Where you all of a sudden test your ego and you're like,
oh,
that was not good. And I need
to
really literally eat my words, and I need to
apologize,
and I need to get, and then all of a sudden you do that, and then you realize it has a really positive effect. So and it just feeds the next humble experiment.
Yes.
And I always tell people you need to start being comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Oh, isn't that the truth?
And that's where growth happens.
That's where
I tell every nursing student, that every group, that you need to start becoming comfortable with being uncomfortable.
It's okay if you don't know.
That's right.
You can figure it out.
Like, and you ask.
You ask questions.
And if you want to lead it, well, I have a really stupid question, and I will say those are my favorite.
Those are our favorites. Those are her favorites. And it's
because nothing is stupid.
Nothing's stupid.
Because you don't know.
You don't know. And a lot of people, I feel like with ego, they'll fake, they're full of fear of opinions of what, it's either there's fear or faith. So it's fear. If I'm operating out of fear, I'm usually really being self-centered. I'm doing it for selfish motives. I'm doing something because I'm scared of something, and none of the good things that come out of me that way. But when I'm operating out, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm checked in. I want to do this for another person, or I don't care what they think. I'm doing it with the best intention. And I also feel like a lot of people think they have good intentions, but I like to preface you had good intentions, but you still murdered someone. You didn't mean to murder someone, but you did murder someone, and that's kind of a really dramatic thing. But it's I ruined a lot of people's hearts, minds, bodies, souls. I was very, very selfish, and I didn't mean to. I'm a good person with a good intention, but my action, I wasn't showing up for anyone.
That's fine once.
Yeah, thank you.
That's okay once, but then when you do the same thing again and say, I'm so sorry, I didn't, it's not even an apology.
No. Yeah, it's actually more offensive.
It is. Because you need to take a minute, you need to learn, you need to process and realize. The other thing, it's really important that before you react or comment, take a minute. Here's one example that I use all the time. Because when you're on Amazon and you're putting all this stuff in your cart, and you're like, oh, I need this, this, and you're like, oh my God, no, I need that too, and so has it, and she sent it to me, and you add it to your cart, and then you just buy. One click.
Boop, boop.
I've realized that being on a budget, I add it to the cart, and then I wait a week. It's really hard.
Instant gratification.
Right?
Yeah.
And so after that week, I honestly, 90% of the crap I put in there, I delete.
You didn't even want it.
I didn't even need it.
And yeah, true. Yeah,
so it's like anything. You need to take the time to process whether it's required or not. And sometimes it's just not.
Sometimes it's not.
Do you actually need to respond to that email? Do you actually need to respond to this person verbally and be like, you know what? I'm going to take a minute, think about this, and I'm going to get back to you. And that is okay.
That's good.
But
unless you're in a toxic relationship and they say that's abuse and it's not. But yes, usually it's I need a damn minute. We're the best outcome of your feelings, my feelings, the situation, everyone's safety for nursing, all those things. And it's just interesting because I'm sure you can relate. Looking back, I didn't have the capacity to do that.
Me too.
And that's the weird thing where you just don't know what you don't know. And then there's that, it's the more self-aware you become, the more healing you do, the more aware you are of others and stuff. And it's I'm not God. I don't run this universe. I don't get to decide when this person's going to realize it or not. Maybe they never will, but what I can control is how they treat me or what I'm bringing to the situation. And if I'm going to keep tangoing with someone that's not a good person to me, you can't control anything.
You can't.
It's
the second you realize it's freedom.
You're oh my God, it's not
absolute freedom.
That big of a deal. I don't need to. Oh my God.
It's crazy.
Oh my God.
And it all revolves around our health and our mental health.
Yeah.
And I mean, my profession, we could talk about it till
the day we die.
Honestly, it's intense. But again, I'm only here doing the best I can, and I want to take care of people. And let's say, for example, you got the bad flu and you come see me for an IV and I can keep you out of a merge. That's my goal.
Yeah.
I want you to feel good. I want you to feel safe.
You do feel good.
So safe. And being able to, talk about anything. I have some clients that truly only like to be booked on my own, alone.
I've seen one person there one time, but I always have you to myself, and I feel so lucky.
Most of my clients like to be very separate, and that's great. Sometimes I'm booking double rooms, then that's okay too. But I do have a certain set that like to be, on their own or have our own time where no one kind of sees them come and go.
Yeah.
And that's something I like to provide and to keep them comfortable. And then when they're comfortable, they're able to I have some clients that have had visions of the way they wanted their bone structure to be for sometimes their profession or their whatever they're doing, and I've been able to create that with them, doing it safely in a way that is as safe as possible and will get us the best results.
Which segues us into talk about my face, because this is the best marketing to do. Everyone, let's talk about when we met.
You're so beautiful.
Oh my God. So from your point of view, just talk about the experience since you met me with my face, what you saw, and this is where I really want y'all to really tap in and listen, because pretend you're me, and the way she explains everything and put yourself in my shoes, that is the experience you're going to have. And I'm telling you, it's a one in a lifetime thing. You don't get this anywhere else. So it's just very grateful. And so, because my face has been a hot topic on TikTok over the years, and a TV show that I was on, and I mean, mind you, I love the hate comments. They're funny, but it's I can handle it, man. Give me your best thing, the guy from Monsters Inc. with the big lips. That's what my girlfriend's that's what you look like. I'm I know, right? But it's just, I feel the transformation of my face since I've seen you has been absolutely phenomenal. The fact that my eyebrows are even, and my lips are I can talk, and so I'm just so grateful. And so I'm gonna do a whole before and after thing, but this is where the reels are gonna come in for this especially. So give her.
So I like to start with the word dissolving filler, because it's so what's the right word? Nay, if you will.
Nay. I love you have the best.
It's because I've got little kids and I watch a lot of.
But you make it easy to understand. So I love it. The nays. What does that mean?
The no. It's a no. People don't like talking about dissolving filler.
Oh man.
Because you've paid to put it in there.
Get it out.
And you don't want to pay to get it out.
That was, you didn't first dissolve me. So but in the experience I was oh.
So,
but
pricing for dissolving, again, if it's my work and it's something you don't like, that's not something you'd ever pay for. And that I always tell my clients, if you don't like something, you need to tell me so that I can learn.
You can't read
and
minds.
Be humble and adjust and be okay, let's talk about what the issues are, or whichever the case might be. Because again, that's being humble, low ego, and I get to learn.
Yes, we learn. We're forever
learning.
So
again, with filler, you can use a dissolve agent to shape.
Interesting. See, didn't know that.
So sometimes you might have filler in places that have migrated, and I can very so gently use dissolve agent to dissolve the areas that we don't like.
Right, just somewhere, and shape it.
Because in lips, and everybody talks about duck lips and the big, sometimes people use the word slug. Oh my God.
Which I feel I was slugging, guys, back in the day.
Oh my God,
slugging.
I never thought of saying it.
Oh my God, that's so funny. It was sluggish up here, okay?
So when we overfill quickly, so if, for me, I never put a full syringe in. It's only a half at a time. And again, not all clients are for me, and I'm not for all clients. So
and that's okay.
And that's okay. You know what? I'm not, if you're come to Ind and you're I want a full syringe in my lips, I'll be I'm sorry. You can absolutely purchase one.
I want to look a different person by tomorrow. It's not going to happen.
But I'll do a half now, and I'll do another half in 2 weeks, and you can purchase it now if you want. But we don't do it all at once, because your filler's going to migrate.
And it did. It did. Not from her.
Because we need to stretch that area. We need to provide, shape. And sometimes some filler, I can use a different hardness of filler, if you will, depending on your lip shape and the support that you have for tissue underneath. And sometimes I can use a softer filler, and then later down the road I can use a harder one for more shape. So it's like art.
Truly.
It's truly like, I mean, arts and crafts in a way. And I think about it like nursing when I'm doing like a really complicated wound dressing. We're able to, it takes hours where we use different products, we make it work, and then your patient is comfortable and happy. And what you've done is you're promoting wound healing, all these things.
So real.
Brings me joy. And it's weird for some, but it brings me joy. But it's same with like filler and tox and putting a little bit, a half unit here so that when your eyebrow goes up, it doesn't crease. Or, for example, in your case, you have one side of your face that pulls harder than the other. It's that lip that you put to the side.
Doing it when we're talking?
No, it's not doing
it. Tara!
So, because I've been watching. So, and in your case, like, I've put additional units on that side because the muscle's just stronger. And the way I've explained it to you is it's going to feel funny.
It does feel funny.
But when you talk, and because you're so socially, like, you're on so many videos, and you're so
talking all the time.
And you have such an online presence.
Thank you.
That it's important to be symmetrical.
Yes. And
but to you, it's not going to feel symmetrical. But to me, it
when
is
you're watching,
symmetrical.
and I don't feel it like this time around too, because we've done it a couple times.
Yeah.
I like feel like really good and staying in my lane, I'm like, it's not like both of my, like, I'm not looking this way as I'm talking.
I also explain it to people like it's like our boobs. One is a little different than the other. Unless you have a really great surgeon, that's probably really expensive. But our face is the same. One eye's bigger than the other. One lip side is different. I never
knew this until I met you.
The side you sleep on is going to change things for me.
Wild.
And even with filler, if you would like to sleep on the, your right side of your face, well, okay, that's fine. But if you find that, we put cheek filler in and it's a little higher, I need you to come back and I'm going to reshape it so that we can make sure that your outcome is what you've paid me.
It's so phenomenal.
You've paid for the product. You've paid for my expertise. And it's very important that we do it together. And that's a spiel that I give everybody. And I'm like, these are the things you need to watch for, look for.
You need to help me too. It's a two-way street. I can't just go off on no information. That's right. You're because not God, you can't read minds.
I want your outcome to be as the best as possible. And
for real.
You will find somewhere to go to pay to get exactly what you need if that's what you want. But
take
for me,
it from someone with years experience of doing that, and it was just not what
again, not everybody's for me.
And I was not for you probably 4 years ago when I was wanting that instant gratification like divine timing for everything. That's and it's just like, thank God. Because I didn't know that, like the symmetrical thing. I feel like a lot of people too with filler, they get told from people that, that's because I don't know what the situation is, if they're lazy or what, but not once. Like I've had multiple people say like, well, yeah, it's not even, that's just the way it is, accept it. Well, when you can get symmetry. And by putting Botox in this side and not as much in this side, I had no fucking information on that ever. Yeah. So it's like things that you think are so far out of reach, you make them very attainable and just what? Really?
And there are risks, right? I'm open and honest about them. Yeah. There, you know what? A lower brow can happen when you have one brow that likes to go up really high, and I put a little tiny half unit. Well, then maybe I need to put it, a half centimeter higher next time because you're feeling heaviness. But again, those are things I need to learn with you.
Yeah.
And you
transparency, which you give.
And we go through consent forms and we review side effects and we review things that you need to do afterwards. And we talk about, issues with filler that can happen and all of these things. And I mean, ideally, the recommendation is, let's say you have over 2 years a full syringe of filler in your lips. They always recommend, if you want good shape and a natural look, you dissolve every 2 years completely. Not everybody
didn't know this. Good
I would say not one of my clients is willing to do that. However,
this bitch is. Now I am, since I've
but again, we've added filler. We've dissolved a little bit because filler will migrate. It's not the injector. It's not the product. It's just part of the process.
Yeah, it's
part of our
just
tissues,
science.
part of all of those things.
Part of our body.
But that doesn't mean we can't shape and adjust
Totally.
and use a little here and a little there and use it
and
to
you
sculpt.
really use the product in such a beautiful way, very, very educational, which I really want to remind everybody that that's so important. And I think with like fast fashion and surgeries, people don't even care nor consider nor know like what you teach and educate, like when you do that stuff. And I think I didn't know what I didn't know, and now that I know that, I'm like, I feel so like, this is how it should be. This is how it really should be. Like, you know, people wanting to go get their bag and like charging like that just for money. And it's just like, it's really sad and really scary. And like, even like with the BBL shit in Miami, like, you know what I mean? It's like, and it's two to tango. It's not just the doctors. It's also the patient. Like, there's been many times where I was like, oh, I just want this. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care. Like, you think you're invincible and you really, really aren't. And it's like, I never knew like I was uncomfortable in my face for so long. I just had accepted it. I was like, well, I've always mumbled since I was little. That's what I truly believed, like online. And people like, you can't even, your lips don't touch when you talk. And I was like, well, no, I got rid of all the filler and I still mumble. Like, it's not that. It 100% was that. And it's like, I just didn't know and I didn't care. And I just got used to being so uncomfortable and like, whatever. I was like, well, whatever. I still love myself. I still think I'm pretty. But now it's like, it's the functionality. That's what I wanted. The functionality in what you do. It's not just aesthetic. It's the functionality of your face and how you should be. Like,
well, and it's important. Incredible. Like, I know you sing and I know having the function of those muscles is so important,
right? And I would have known this, like,
right? Like, I have many clients that don't have that profession, so their needs are different,
yeah,
right? So that is important to me. Everyone is different, and like, it was important to you, which in hindsight made it important for me. Like, you saw something that I wasn't even aware of, and like, it should be important to me, but I didn't know. But it was important to you, now it's important to me, and now I'm like, oh my God, when I'm talking, I can literally feel the words coming out when they're going to the whole room. It's not like I have to like overcompensate and like they're shooting this way and this way, like in like an auditorium, there's sound freaking, and I can like, it's just the craziest thing ever. Yeah. I feel like a new woman. And some people find like when you say words shooting out of your mouth, this or that, it's not like, I'm understanding what you're saying in a way of like a physiological, like,
yes,
I'm like, okay, so which side pulls more when, like, where does the word come out? So
you see the whole thing.
I understand what you're saying in the way you're saying it, and I can pose my questions in a way where I can understand the actual physical thing that's happening, and then I know what's actually happening underneath and how I can fix it.
And then I'm like, understanding what you're asking, because you're asking in a way that I'll understand. Like,
you're like, well, the words come flying out of my mouth, but it feels like I pull to the left and the word like hits the left side of the wall, and I was like, okay. To some, you're like, oh, you're all right?
Yeah, someone's like, what the fuck?
And I'm like, crazy. No. I'm like, okay, I understand. Like, but does it go down or does it go up when you, like,
literally,
right? And so then I know which way your muscles are pulling, right? Or what side of your face you sleep on.
That's so crazy.
All of those things. And then, again, for women, I was a child of cystic acne in my teenage years. Still am. Like, you can still see the red. And I don't completely cover them because I don't like wearing heavy makeup. But I have had and have cystic acne, and I was brutally made fun of for it.
Fucking, it's so bad.
It's so bad. But again, I didn't know there were options other than like the drugstore and other products that I could use.
Anyone remember Proactive?
They have their place. I mean,
that was an era. I just remember all.
It is. Well, because it was on commercials, right? Yeah. Because, and that's when we watch commercials.
Yeah.
You know, and so again, weird. But Accutane is really heavy. And
I was on that. I went on it. And I didn't even have acne, but I thought it would help with blackheads. Like, just like shit. Like, I did not need to go on that medication at all. I'm surprised they even put me on it.
So there's so many other things we can do. And for someone that was so self-conscious of my skin, like, I always hated my skin.
Your skin's fucking glowing right now.
It's taking me years to actually like it.
Yeah, I hear you. Same. And like, that's okay. Like, can we normalize that it takes time?
And I think 2 months ago, I don't know if it was hormone stress. Who knows? Perimenopause is a thing. Okay.
Fucking hate it.
Oh my God. Anyway, so I literally had like a full cystic acne breakout, and I took pictures, and I want to be like, this never will go away for me, but I'm not like, it's okay.
It's okay.
It will calm. I'm going to still use my routine. It's not an extensive one, but it's one that will calm it.
Yeah.
And I will still moisturize and do all those things. Yeah, I'll put a little extra concealer on if I,
You just got to let it run its fucking course.
You do. And then all of a sudden I get 6 months of great skin and the odd cystic acne breakout.
Yeah. I was getting so many right here when I came. I was like, I don't know what's happening. Like, they're all right here. So annoying.
Well, when it was really cold, when it was like
that was
for 2 weeks, everybody was coming in with breakouts. I'm like, have you washed your scarf? And they're like, no. I was like, well, think like we're rubbing on this. Like, it's like not changing your underwear for 2 weeks.
Ugh, men.
I mean, not as gross, I guess. But I mean, you're still sweating and it's cold and you've got makeup or moisturizer or whatever
Even
on.
like washing your phone, like you know how dirty your fucking phone is? Like,
so gross.
Like, you trust me if you're on.
So I'm like, you need to wash your scarf or like take hand sanitizer to the edge of your coat because it's rubbing, so it's irritating. And then I tell people, I'm like, you can go get like clear diaper cream, put on a barrier so that when you're rubbing, it's not so owie. You know, like just small things like that that people don't realize it's happening. That's happening. You're like, why am I breaking out so bad? I'm like, because it's been minus 35 for 2 weeks and we're all bundled up like crazy.
You just
right, or you're in your turtleneck all day
you're
and
like,
rubbing,
oh.
right? And so like little things like that that people don't put together. And so I mean, my goal in this is in being a female, plus size, and cystic acne. Like, give me a
motherfucking break.
So you know what? I'm here for it. Like, I just, if I can love me. Most days. That's better than no days. That's right.
Sometimes it's just
and do my best with loving my skin and all those things and feeling good about myself and having energy, but taking my supplements to make sure I have those things, having a good immune system, getting good sleep. I mean, all of this shit is easy to say, hard to do.
Yeah.
But when you implement one thing,
just one thing,
like your grandma pill holder.
Literally
for your vitamins.
Like, again, you make pipe dreams or something that's so to reach someone become really possible, and they happen, and they're easy to do.
And like, just start a multivitamin.
Yeah. Just take a fucking multivitamin in the morning. Because
we're on the go 24/7. We are women who run households, our moms have careers, have
no time in
partners,
a day for themselves.
And this goes for men too, but all of these things are happening. And then, don't forget your ferritin is 4. So you have an iron of nothing, but you'll be okay.
Like people don't see, because if you can't physically see something a lot of the time, they don't. That's right? They don't know.
And they're like, I'm just so tired all the time. And I'm like, okay, but have you done your blood work? Have you asked for like a thyroid and a ferritin level? And hey, can we check our hormones? Because perimenopause can start at like, I don't know, 30.
Yeah, great. I had to pluck out 2 long white hairs today.
Yeah, and I was I'm due for that. Right?
Fuck. No, I really appreciate like your education, your heart, your care. Like, I can't imagine my life without you, for real.
No.
Like, I
and
just
vice versa, because watching you on your platform, bringing a voice to, honestly, I wish I could.
There's no words.
There's no words to say how strong, amazing, and seeing a female who's gone through so much, has a supportive family, a supportive chosen family, that can make it out there and real, and we can talk about it, and we don't have to feel bad.
We don't need to feel bad. Like, if I gotta be the person to talk about a bunch of shit and everything, because like the little girl watching doesn't feel like she can, I fucking will, because there was a time I wasn't that, and so it's just like that whole humility thing is really helped me. It's okay.
I remember being pregnant with a super low ferritin, and I was in the garden and I was about to eat the dirt because it smelled so good. And my husband's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Nothing."
Nothing, leave me alone.
He's like, "Are you gonna eat that?" I'm like, "I'm kind of thinking about it." Because it smells so good. And then I realized, oh my God, this is a problem.
Interesting.
But at the time, there's no such thing as private iron infusions, and I just had to tough it out.
And that's crazy. Because, like, honestly, like, we'll wrap this up soon. I feel like we've been talking for 2 hours. But
thanks,
like,
government.
Yeah, thank you, motherfuckers. But you helped me so much with my mom, too. Like, my mom got really, really sick, and it was really scary. Like, the dynamic in my family completely changed. And, also, be mindful, y'all. Like, she is a human. She's a mom. She has, like, her whatever. But she so selflessly reached out. It was late at night. I didn't know what to do. And she was there by my side. And had I not had you in that moment, it was like, I didn't know if my mom was going to, like, wake up or not. Like, you know, like, and I was like, oh my, she didn't want to go to the hospital. And so it's like, from the bottom of my soul, it's just like, what you see is what you get. And then you get even more. You get even more with you. And it's just like, oh, like, all those years, like, I feel like God blesses me, or, like, the universe, whatever you want to call it. Like, I have such a beautiful circle now in my life, and people that, A, because I don't allow bullshit in my life, but B, like, people have landed in my life, and I'm like, thank you. Because there's so many years.
There's so many. I've also learned in my journey of dealing with ego and being humble and growing and self-awareness, I no longer question why people come into my life, just that they're there for a reason. It's not my time to know why.
Yeah.
It's just my time to grow and learn from other people. And I also want to say, from someone who, I mean, I don't know how to say it politically correct, or if I say something wrong, like, as an Indigenous person to a very, like, Caucasian person who has, like, a French German background and a Dutch background, learning so much. Like, in school we didn't learn about,
oh my god, me neither,
we didn't learn about,
like, it's all
like,
crazy
residential school, like, that was not a thing.
A lot of people don't know.
And watching my children grow up in a school where they are the minority,
yes,
and none of it matters. And to see all these little babies playing and learning and loving each other's cultures and foods, and no one's questioning it because there's no parents there, or, like, older generations to say, no, that's wrong.
It's a beautiful thing to see.
It's the like, it is the most beautiful, cutest. It doesn't matter. They're just children.
Our trajectory slowly, when you have moments like that, you can be like, ugh.
I honestly think my children's generation will be the one to truly shift. I grew up in a household, and I'm sure I don't have to say it out loud, that grew up with a lot of biases. And
same, truly, still.
Learning, being in the healthcare system, learning about the dynamics that...
It's always learned behavior, you know?
Yeah, the people of this, the country and earth that were... Like, they were the caretakers of this earth, and we're not remembering that.
It's wild. It's wild.
As someone who I truly connect with our earth and our my mothering background and nurturing background, and I feel one with, like, dirt. Okay,
me too. I love dirt.
Growing things. I love dirt.
I love.
Sometimes I think
I
about
love walking barefoot. It just it's so
my favorite.
Good. I'm like, ooh.
And realizing that we just have done such a disservice, and know that I'm still learning. And
you know, and I like to see humans as humans, and I call out my community all the time because we need to do fucking better. A lot of lateral violence. I have been discriminated in a few situations, like being close to, like, Muscatcheese when I lived in Leduc, like, people following me in Walmart. But, you know, I am privileged, but I also was taught from my mom. Like, I remember being in a program in Toronto in July, and I can't view my frame that way. There's people that are huge advocates and stuff, but for me, if I had a frame of, like, that's racist, that's this, that's that, like, yeah, I know that's what's going on, but I don't give a fuck. I love being the underdog. I will prove all you motherfuckers wrong. But what I'm trying to say with this is that I get most of my own hate from my own people, and I think, you know, yes, there's trauma. Yes, my mom's a survivor of residential school, but my mom chose to not be a victim, and she chose to love everyone, and I'm so grateful to have witnessed that, because I can't connect with, I'll use my voice to speak now for other people. And so it's like with you, it's like I've never, like, you emulate what the 7 teachings are in Indigenous culture, and, like, that's what our people need to realize, is it's not it. Yes, there is white, black, BIPOC, you know, all those things, but it's like, I like to validate you as a white person, because it's like, I look at someone as a human and their soul and their heart. And I think that what you're saying with your generation, your kids, that's how it should be. My mom,
it was the most beautiful.
Yes. And so,
like, they have, like, cultural food days, and they're like, Mom, what can I bring? And she always brings black licorice because we're Dutch.
I love it.
Every kid hates it. They all hate it except, like, one.
They'll learn to love it.
And anyway, it's just so funny. But, like, even like having, when she was in day home, our day home lady was Egyptian, so they were vegetarian on Fridays, and they ate lamb, and so her favorite like food group is like rice and, you know, like a stew on it or whatever. And it's just like, it just doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
And watching them be just free of any sort of implanted anything.
I love it. And obviously, like, I met your daughter. She's a feisty cracker, that one. We love her. We love her. But no, I just like to validate that's like what I'm trying to do is validate you as a human. Like, I've never once, like, you know, like, I show up in my community all the time, and I tell you, I don't like being in my own community, and that's unfortunate. And so, like, I like to tell, like, the kids, like, I'm going on a little tour, and I'm going to, like, the reses in March in Winnipeg, and, like, I get kind of controversy for it with, like, when they ask me about, how is being Indigenous, you know, in fact, impact your music or this. And I'm really like, it doesn't, because I just so happen to be a singer, mentally ill. I have a podcast. I just so happen to be Indigenous. And so I'm so proud to be an Indigenous woman. That was not always the case. And so I like to show kids, like, you know, like this narration of, like, I don't want to be put in a box. Like, that just so happened. That's my past. That's me. I connected with my teachings and sweats, and, you know, like, and I don't even go that much anymore. Like, that served a purpose for me in my life. And so I like to show, like you said, like, the universality, is that a word? With the kids. There's no, like, implanted thing. Like, every human deserves respect, love, tolerance. And if they don't, we'll figure it out from there. If they are not treating you a certain way, but it's not because of someone, what they look like, where they come from, none of that. And I really feel like there's so many segregations in this world right now. And I think as much as people are proud to speak up for their own, I think it's causing more conflict than not, because I just look at humans. We're all just humans floating on a rock. Like, I really just truly believe we all deserve to be here. All we want is to be loved. And so I will show that little Native kid. I'll show that East Indian kid. I will show that Black kid. I will show that Hispanic kid. That's what we need to focus on. And you do emulate that with the most, like, I'm just like, yeah.
I'm just really grateful that you allow me to ask and maybe make a mistake and be like, and call me out on it, and I'll be like, oh, okay, good to know.
Not bad. I won't say that again. And that's the thing, learning.
That's just it. It's about being humble.
I say things too. I don't know bat shit about a lot of things. Like, especially being in the drag community now with, like, Pheromone and Anthony, and, you know, one of my good friends, Call Me Keeks, you know, very up, like, she corrects me all the time. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, but, like, I know she's coming from a place of, and I'm willing to hear it. And so many people are not willing to hear it. And I'm like, well, you're just contributing to the problem. You're not looking for a solution. Yeah. And so it's just like, we all got to just be a little bit nicer to each other. Like, it's so, like, come on, man. Like, we're all going through it. Like, we're all going through it. And so it's like, what legacy do you want to leave behind? And, like, I'm really grateful you came on, and go book with her, everybody.
I'm grateful for the invitation, because, like, I love to teach, and I love people to.
I'm so happy you said yes. I was like, oh yeah, she's gonna come on.
Like, I was like, okay, when? What day?
Right now. Get over here. No, I appreciate it though, because a lot of people don't want to do this type of thing, and that's okay. But it's like, I want people to see what I see, and, like, I don't take my platform, like, I know there's a responsibility to it, and, like, I've never done a stranger on here. Like, I have one coming up that's a stranger that I've never met, but it's like, I want people to see what I get to have, like, you know, and it's like, you can have it too. There's no difference.
That's
like,
right.
There is access, like, so.
Yes.
So so social medias are going to be here. So I'm just going to point, I'll edit it. You can follow her here. Here's her website and everything. But quickly, just say where you're from, what you do, and where they can find you to book. Like, because you're Edmonton.
Yes. So my name is Tara, and Absolute Aesthetics is on the west end of Edmonton in this lovely little building, Meadowlark Place, on the 4th floor. And you can book online. I wanted to make it super easy and simple. You don't have to call. I mean, if you want to, I'll talk to you. I'd love to. And get you booked in if you're having troubles with the site or anything like that. But everything is bookable. We use Square, and we have our website. And so you can go in. All the pricing is there, so you can, like, see it, know what you're looking at. And ideally, you come in. I make sure that if it's with me or one of my other injectors who are fabulous.
Fabulous.
Absolutely amazing. It's very important that we discuss pricing, budget, and we make something that works for you. We do a lot of teaching, and of course we go through consents and all of those things. But West End of Edmonton, and we're just little tiny but really big hearted, and love to take care of our clients and make them feel good about themselves in so many ways.
Every way.
Not so much in like
ways you're not
selling,
even going to expect.
Yeah. Like my goal isn't to, I mean, yes, it's a business and we're selling things, but there's so many more aspects to your health that you sometimes just don't know. Like, these are the vitamins that might really help. And yes, you can check with your family doctor, or do you not have a family doctor?
And she'll help you find one.
I can help with that, or a pharmacist that you might need, or that delivers because you have mobility issues, or whatever the case might be. We're kind of like, I want to just be well-rounded and helpful. It's kind of where I'm at.
Well-rounded and very helpful. And it's a one-stop shop. And you're going to $5. You're going to love it. I'm telling you. I'm just like, oh, so grateful. I love you. Thank you for coming on my
Thank you so much.
For episode 10.
You're just so amazing.
We're just going to show the China Lily.
Oh, yes. This is literally the best.
Yeah, we are sponsored by China Lily, Sky Talks podcast. Just kidding. I wish I was, but China Lily, sponsor me. So I always go, let's go, aho.
Let's go, aho.
Yeah, she did it.
Let's go, aho.
Period. Bye. I love it.
You're so cute.
Oh my god. Oh, Jesus.
Watch the soy.
Oh my god, that was so good.